and we are live, George.
Cool, cheers. Good evening, everyone. I hope we're doing well on this Monday evening. Just want to say a quick happy birthday to Laura. Now I've worked out it was her birthday, not the dog's. But yeah, well, so happy birthday to Laura.
Thank you.
Absolute superstar of the channel, and just life really. I'm going to introduce you to my guest. Ravi, how are you? I get confused. We've done a couple of shows together in the last couple of weeks, haven't we? So,
Yeah, we've done quite a few.
Yeah.
No, all good, all good. Just had a little bit of a rush coming back from work, have a quick dinner, and get ready for the podcast.
no, I appreciate that. And Kev, how you doing, mate? Good to see you on Saturday.
Yeah, all good. Just looking forward to spending an hour sitting at the Dartford Tunnel tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I could be doing without having to watch Arsenal play at Meadow Park, but we'll get there. So yeah, and Laura, how are you, mate? I hope you've had a good day.
Yeah, another year older, and I'm feeling it. I know they say when you get into your 30s, it's supposed to be one of the best years of your life, but I don't feel that. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm all good. I'm getting on. That's what I'm doing.
Getting on with age, or like just generally?
Yeah, just getting on with life. That's what I'm doing. Just getting on with life.
We're like the Kim Little of the podcast. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I won't be surprised if I'm substituted out soon because I'll be too old, you know.
no. We're 10 more years. That's what it is. That's a song.
Yeah.
10 more years, Laura Patterson. That's what it is. So yeah, cool. Well, we potentially could have Darren and Paul coming in a bit. So I just want to say hello to people in the chat. So if there's any comments, Laura, just let me know.
Chris is in and Dorian's in at the moment.
Hey Chris, hey Dorian, hope you're both good. See you both tomorrow. So there's people are not batting in the back of that stand. I'll be all right. It's like having Phil Collins like with a jittery hand. Just how bad it gets sometimes. But yeah, we'll start with Saturday's game. Obviously, Ravi, I'll start with you. Obviously, we got the news about Van Donselaar being out injured.
Yeah.
So it become we was all living in a Borba world, weren't we? What was your thoughts going? What was your thoughts going into that? Because obviously, there was limited choices. Let's not get that twisted. A lot of people was negative about a game against Spurs in pre-season. But what was your thoughts going into the game?
Yeah, obviously, I think if you take out one of the league's best goalkeepers and arguably probably in one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, and you know, she's played incredibly for us last season. And when you take out that confidence from basically your last line of defense, you are gonna feel it. But I think I heard from one of my friends when I think they're a Man United men's supporter, where one of their keepers went off injured in the game, and they went, well, the number 2 plays with the rest of the players in training every day, so like they'll have some degree of confidence to play with that player. And I kind of felt all right about it. Like it is what it is. Van Domselaar's been injured basically this whole season, and not been at her level that we know that she can play at. So, you know, I didn't feel as confident as if she was playing, but I didn't really miss her too much because hopefully she comes back and she's 100%.
Yeah. Just want to say evening to Mike as well. Thanks for coming on, mate. Laura, sorry, what was it? Oh, Darren, right. Yeah, well, Darren, you're right. Yeah, I'm good. Are you okay?
I'm okay, mate. Thank you.
Cool. Right. Laura, I'll come to you. Obviously, like a bit like what Ravi said. Obviously, about people not being as confident. I'll be honest. I was more not confident just because I've been watching Arsenal play for the last 6 weeks. than more worrying about the goalkeeper situation. At the end of the day, do you think it's one of those situations? It's a bit harsh on her because she had one opportunity in pre-season and then nothing else, or do you think the criticism is kind of just for Borba?
I think across the board with Arsenal fans, not particularly ourselves, but with many people, if your face doesn't fit, then it's never going to fit at Arsenal. In terms of, we've spoke about this many times, that it's down to the name and how they become the favourite player, and then that person becomes the money maker for Arsenal with the name in the back of the shirt. And I think that's the sense with Bobby. She's had one chance in pre-season. Now let's get it right. It was one chance, one game, a pre-season game that didn't really matter. And then all of a sudden it was, we don't have trust in her.
Yeah.
Like, how's someone like that supposed to settle into their new place if they're never ever given a chance? Now, if we're willing to give most of the starting 11 a chance, game after game after game after game. Why not give her the chance? So I wasn't particularly worried about Bobby. I was particularly worried about many other players, as you said, George. Many other names. And do you know something? As I said to James the other day, and he agreed with me, shocked, that the only two names that you got excited from on that team sheet, and they were sitting on the bench, were Leah Williamson and Kimmy Little. And that's the only two names that you were kind of like, yes, if they're going to come on and impact a game, then that's two people I'm going to trust. And James says, yeah, I agree. Like, and we all know how James sometimes feels about Williamson, and that's saying something at the moment about our team.
I'm not going to lie, I did get excited when I saw Taylor Hines at left back. I'm not going to lie. I thought, McCabe on the bench, come on. So, apparently
that's simply what I was thinking, though, but I'm not particularly at the moment thinking that Katie McCabe is a player that you would bring off a bench and she could impact a game.
No.
And even looking at her on the bench, you're not particularly like, yeah, I'm not excited if she does come on the pitch, because she hasn't particularly been playing well. Just like Kyra Cooney Cross, I don't think she had a good game either. But I'm sure we'll get into things like that further on in the show.
And just to let people know, Celtic women got Hibs away and Rangers got Kilmarnock.
Yeah, I've seen that comment.
Right, cool. That sounds like a really hard draw for Celtic, I'm not going to lie. But
yeah,
but hopefully it could be a double cup success. I'll come to you, Darren. Kind of, we'll not talk about the goalkeepers much. I think we covered that, but kind of going into the lineup, what was your thoughts with that? Was you happy with it? And obviously, we was all happy to see Leah and Kim back on the bench. But generally, do you think the lineup that was probably the best we could have gone with?
Well, firstly, before I answer that question, Jules, a bit more about the FA Cup. I noticed today that Arsenal men drew Portsmouth away. I was so hoping that we would get Boreham Wood. We could all just go over to Meadow Park to watch the men. Not that we'd probably get tickets, but nevertheless, I was kind of like, the romantic in me really wanted that draw to happen. But
we could get them in the fourth round. They've got a chance to get through.
Oh, yeah, potentially. I do want to just quickly touch on Borbay. I think we're being a little bit harsh on her. You know, everybody's allowed to make a mistake. Can you imagine how nervous that lady would have been in goal in front of us for the first time? She made a mistake. So what? Move on. It's hard to fill the shoes of a fan favourite in Manu. And as Ravi quite rightly said, one of the best keepers in Europe, if not the world, DVD, even though she's maybe a little bit off form this year. I mean, she's up against those two, so she's almost, one of the worst auditions in the world. But I think she's a good keeper. Not sure about her involvement in the goal at the weekend, Liverpool's goal at the weekend. She seemed to go down in stages rather than fall down on it in one go. But give her a chance, Either our recruitment, the people behind the scenes doing recruitment are either incredibly shit or Borbay is a good keeper. So which one do we want to believe? I'm leaning towards the latter because I have trust in some of our recruitment. If you think of some of the players that they have got in over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Right, George, your question. Sorry, mate, I had to say that. And I just got one. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I was, like you, very happy to see Taylor start. I almost feel like Katie, she is a good player. We cannot deny she's a good player, but she's off the ball maybe a little bit at the moment. And maybe that's a kick up the backside that she needed, or she needs, I should say, to be dropped every now and again. No matter how big the name, if you're not performing on the pitch, you should be dropped. And that is the strength of the coach. If she hasn't got that strength, then maybe all these rumours that we're currently hearing about some kind of turmoil in the dressing room, maybe there is some truth to that rumour. I really hope not. I think Renee is a really nice person. She's a really good coach. Maybe one or two of the senior players. I was thinking about this today at work. Maybe one or two of the senior players are being quite vocal on our performances over the last week or so, 2 weeks, a month if you wish. And maybe that's where this unfounded rumour, as far as I'm concerned, of she's lost the dressing room has come from. I don't think that's true at all. The lineup I thought was as good as you possibly were going to get. There's no way we was going to see Leah playing on Saturday. Maybe she might come on second half tomorrow night, depending on how the game's going. But in general terms, I think everybody that was on the pitch deserved their place. KCC is an anomaly. She just confuses the hell out of me. She plays so well for Australia. She scored that wonder goal. But she looks lost in our midfield. She really does. So good to see Kimmy Little back. Everybody will agree, I hope, that as soon as Kimmy Little come on, the game almost turned on a pivot. And we seem to exert that control in midfield. And that's what we're missing. There's no Kimmy. There's no Leah Volti anymore. Vicky Palova doesn't seem to be getting a look in at all at the moment. KCC, are we going to persist with her, or are we going to eventually say, actually, you know what, chaps? Thanks very much, but she's probably not quite good enough for Arsenal. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I agree with some of that. I think there could be conversations about Palova for that because, she's not really getting a look in at the minute, and that concerns me a bit more. I'm more leaning to maybe because of where she's had her injury, but I don't know. It concerns me that people like Kyra and Palova probably need to make those positions their own, and that they haven't at the minute. Kev, I'll come to you. Obviously, the only position and the only person I thought that did play, who I didn't really agree with should have played, and I don't think offered anything really in the game, was Frida. But this seems to be a common debate, doesn't it, about Frida Mornham? What actually is her position and what does she do?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's the end of that. And that's the end of that. Yeah,
she's not been on it this year.
No.
And to be fair, going back to KCC, Joe's playing her as a number 10 for Australia, and she's doing well up there. So maybe that's another option for Renee to look at. But yeah, Frida's just not been at the races this season. I was happy with the lineup, but Frida just needs to do more.
Yeah.
I must admit, a couple of tactical balls ups as far as I'm concerned. You had a goalkeeper in there that likes to command her 6-yard box, and we were dropping corners into her like it was practice sessions. And then when Katie came on, her crosses were pretty much all going out for throws the other side. Her rangefinder was completely off. But was it 19 chances we had? 19 shots?
Yeah, 19 shots
What
in.
are they doing? I did say the other week that at some point somebody's going to take a right hammering because everyone's going to find their range.
Yeah.
But it's taking a bit of a while to come to fruition.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think what was frustrating me a bit with the set pieces as well. There was some where they was just taking them short all the time, and I was like, have you not watched the men play at the same football club? Like, surely you've got an opportunity to at least try and get the ball in the box and put some pressure on the goalkeeper. But when they was doing it, it was just like you say, it was. She had better catching practice than the England team did in the Ashes. So,
Oh, don't go there.
um,
Don't go there.
mate, like I sent someone a 13-minute rant on voice note the other day about the ECB, so you don't want to get me started. Yeah, so Ravi, I'll come to you. Obviously, Livy Smith was playing against her old club in Liverpool. Obviously, she done what probably we all expected her to do. I thought she actually had a decent game, to be fair. What was your thoughts on Livy Smith? And I think she's just going to nail down that position, isn't she, on herself? But it's just more about the consistency, isn't it? But I think we've got to be a bit, just wait a bit because of her age.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's that old thing of if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah.
And like at the moment, I think she's our best winger. And I don't think that's a controversial take in the slightest. Like in games like this where things can get a bit tight, you're not like fully on form, you're not fully confident going into a game. You need a player that can quite literally just pull out a moment of magic. Or do something spectacular to score or like create something. And that's exactly what she did for the goal. Like she looked up, saw the opening in the bottom corner and absolutely nailed it. I think she's started off really, really well. She's definitely, had the weight of a price tag on her shoulders, when we signed her, but, she's lived up to it. And I think, she's got all the potential in the world. And we're very fortunate to have her, especially with a lot of our other wingers sort of like approaching the 30 mark, where most wingers tend to really struggle when they go over the other side of 30. So I think she's started off really well. I'm very happy with her, and thanks Liverpool for accepting the offer.
Yeah. Just to answer Mike's question about the midfield three. Personally, mate, yeah, I agree that Mario should be in the 10. I've said this all season. But I don't think it should be Kim and Kyra. I think on paper it should actually be Kim, Palova, and Mario, because I think Palova in the 8 role, if we want to compare it, what I think she can do, I think she could sort of do what Declan Rice is doing. Obviously, we all know Declan Rice is one of the best in the world, but and probably Declan Rice is a lot better defensively. But I think like Palova running into the boxes, putting them through balls for. I think Palova could do that personally. And the only midfield position I think we need to look at is a 6, because funny enough, we don't have one. Because even Kim.
I think with Palova though, but Palova's more likely to go in for a tackle, is where the Kyra Cooney cross seems to back off them.
Yeah.
Kim's
Kim's not even a 6 either, like as well, and I think that's what
I said that to James yesterday. I think people are forgetting that Kimmy Little's not a defensive midfielder either, and she's playing a position, but she always seems to be able to fill that position perfectly fine, and people forget that she's not a defensive midfielder.
Because that's what you could do as well. If they brought in an actual person who is a defensive midfielder, you could see Kimmy playing in that 8 role, like rotating in and out with Palova, which, let's be honest, that's what should be happening. Because, like, when Kim, it's not an if, guys, like, I don't want to break this, like, and break all your hearts before Valentine's Day next year, but Kim Little will be retiring. Like, she's not Dr. Evil out of Austin Powers. Like, we can't freeze her. So she is going to retire. So you've got to replace her, but like with a player who can learn as much as they can from while she's at the club. Do I think the club will do that? They didn't replace Leah Volti, did they? So, or Raffaele. So make of that what you will. Yeah. So kind of, I agree with you as well, Ravi. I think Livy Smith is our best winner. I do think Beth Mead's played quite well recently. I'm not saying she's better than Livy Smith, but I've been one of the people to actually criticise Beth Mead and all that. But I think she's, to be honest, I think she stood up to been counted, like probably more than some certain other winners that are holding hands on the other side, and not really doing much. So kind of credit to Beth there. And just also before I forget, I want to go back to what was so called with the article, Laura.
Yeah.
Something I've not really heard anyone say is, I wonder if, I don't know, you don't know, none of us know unless we get like Renee on the show, right? That's the only way we're going to know. But maybe people like Leah Williamson and the experienced players are sitting there and thinking, why the fuck should the Arsenal fans put up with performances like this? We should be better.
Yeah.
That's the only, that no one knows that's not been said. I just can't imagine certain players in our squad sitting there and thinking, "Oh yeah, this is all right." I'm just not buying that. I can't imagine Leah or Kim and even Leslie Russo and players like that doing that. So I don't know what you think on that point.
To be honest with you, it's that article baffled me a little bit, because when I look at pictures of the players being put out and videos and things like that of the players, they don't seem like a separated like changing room at all. And I think Arsenal kind of made a statement of putting the dressing room video out that they did. Of course, there's going to be players in that dressing room that are frustrated that they're not getting minutes and blah blah blah. And listen, I go to work and I have an argument sometimes with my co-workers, but there's times where you brush it aside. That's just a workplace, unfortunately, that you're never ever going to agree with everything that's going on. But when you work with people every day, you kind of brush it aside and you get on with it and you make do with the situation.
And just to that as well, like there's no news better than Arsenal news, is there? Let's be honest, as well. So
yeah.
like, I wouldn't even be surprised if that article's not been sat on since July or
Renee,
August time.
obviously, in a press conference, she was asked a question about leading up to it, and she's obviously said that as European champions, you're going to have a target on your back, whether that's negative or positive. And unfortunately, that's just a negative article that's come out. I mean, let's face it, they've moved on for that article and now they're bullying Risha Littlejohn for simply clotheslining somebody to the floor and calling somebody a gimp. So they've moved on already. So
I'm surprised she wasn't in Survivor Series, to be honest, mate. Like it reminded me, but like I did, like before we go into really like slagging off the places where the article was, all I'll say is this come from the same place that said that there was no Arsenal women fans because they went to an Arsenal Tottenham North London derby and went to the wrong pub.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah. So just to appreciate that as well.
unfortunately, that's journalism for you, innit? Like we've all known through the years, even supporting men's football, that journalism sometimes is going to be a cunt. Sorry for that word, but they're just going to make up excuses after excuses, and unfortunately,
it's no news like Arsenal news, is it? We there's enough of us that follow the men football on here, but Arsenal, if anything's mentioned in the world, like apparently when we had the news on the budget, it was Mikel Arteta's fault. So it's like why people don't know that, it's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just no news better than Arsenal news. And I think it's actually spreading over to the women's game as well, because I've not really seen that much spoke about as an outrage of what Russo John done, but I've seen more people moan that I don't know, that Kyra Cooney Cross was seen with Miles Lewis Skelly. Like who cares? Like no one cares. So but that's what I think. We'll carry on with the game. I'll go to you, Kev. Obviously we conceded, but before that I thought we actually looked like we was kind of controlling the game and we should have put away more chances, but once again it was Matrix football hit, didn't it? Like the defense, it was like everything just stopped. But I don't really blame Bore as much So I don't know, like, from an ex-goalkeeper, what's your view on it?
I think she just got caught flat-footed.
Yeah.
When she came out, I think she just got her feet wrong. And if your feet are wrong in that situation, you can't get down. There's just no way, which is why, sort of going down in stages is what it looked like, because she'd got her feet wrong. But I mean, I'd like £1 for every mistake I made when I was playing in goal.
To be fair with you on that one though, Kevin, the midfield could have done better. The midfield lost the ball.
Oh,
She
yeah.
kicked the ball out. Alessia Russo lost it in the midfield. So the midfield could have done better to protect that ball. Unfortunately, she's already out, kicked the ball out, and the midfield loses it. And then the defence is nowhere to be seen. A lot of Wibben Moyes in no man's land.
Well, yeah, but
Moyes was in no man's
go
land.
back to one of the mistakes there. Well, the first mistake was Annika's, because she got her fullbacks sat out wide to receive, and she went long.
Yeah.
They're instantly out of position by a long way.
Mm-hmm.
So when they came through, Steph Catley's playing Olsen on, and she's miles away. So, yeah, it was one of those things where a lot of mistakes came together to give her a golden opportunity.
It's not the first time, though, is it? This is more what my frustration is over the last few weeks. When you look at the goals that we've conceded, like even the goal against, if you go back to the Chelsea game, the Bayern Munich game, as a collective team unit, as a collective team unit, they're not defending as a unit. It's fine putting it down to individual errors, saying Borage could have moved a bit more, or Catley could have done that, or Hines could have done that. But surely, if you're playing as a team, you need to defend as that collective unit.
Yeah, but if you're out of position to start with because you're expecting a different play,
yeah,
you can't recover that quickly.
No.
But this is the thing. I mean, you see it week in, week out, whatever the game is. If you're going forward and all of a sudden somebody gives the ball away sloppily, you're in trouble.
But then you come to expect that from Bobby, especially not getting regular game time, which she should have been, because simply, to me, we've all said it, DVD's been injured most of the season. Bobby should have been in sooner than she has been put in, and that would have maybe have had her in a set routine where we could have switched between them every so often just to make sure DVD was getting the rest that she needed. But we aren't simply to me, looking at it, Renee is listening to the outside noise, and what the outside noise is, i.e. Bobby losing that game to Spurs in the pre-season. Okay, well, the fans don't like it, so we're not clear. The fans don't really like Kyra Cooney-Cross at the moment. They don't think she's performing well. When we get that sorted, we'll put Kyra Cooney-Cross to the side. Pullover, the same. We're seeing the news online that, we don't really like Pullover in that position either, because it's not Leah Walty and blah, blah, blah. So to me, it's like Renee is listening to the outside noise of what the fans are saying, rather than going with her own tactics and what she wants to maybe kind of.
Maybe we need to ban her from this show.
Sorry?
Yeah.
She's obviously watching this show. We need to ban her from watching this show. Take no notice of what we say. Do what you want to do. It's all fine.
Yeah.
But you know the thing about that goal when it was conceded, and Dorian and Kev have already said about the fullbacks being out wide. I think the players, our defenders noted that as well, because as soon as they conceded, Steph Catley and Lotta were straight over to her. I have no idea what that conversation was about, but one would like to think it was, you made a mistake there, young lady. This is what we need to do in future. So it's good that the cohesion between the back line is potentially there, and they are talking with one another. She's a new keeper, as I said earlier on. Give her a chance. I think she's a relatively good keeper. She's not crap. Otherwise, she wouldn't be at Arsenal, I'd like to think.
She wouldn't have been at Wolfsburg before that either.
She what, sorry?
She wouldn't have been at Wolfsburg before that either.
She got a lot of games for Wolfsburg
The
last
problem
year.
is, I think with her is that I think the club see her as a number 3, if I'm honest, and the reason I think they see her as a number 3 is Renee wouldn't be coming out in a thing saying that, oh, we're going to be looking for a goalkeeper in January, and I think they'll go out and buy someone. Personally, I think they should go and sign Badley from Brighton. I think she would be absolutely perfect for what we need at the moment. Because let's get it right, if Van Donster's fit, she plays 90 minutes every week. Like, it's a bit like, I'll come to you, Ravi, just because I know we've spoken about it before. It's a bit like the David Raya situation. If Raya's fit, he plays, doesn't he? Like, and I think that's the same with Van Donster. Do you think there's a similarity to before?
I do, although the issue is like we've seen this season, is that when Van Domsla's not fit, she still plays.
Yeah.
And that's therein is your problem, in the sense of like, if you can't trust your number 2, or
what's the point,
your
isn't it, really?
Your number 3, then yeah, really, what's the point? So like it's similar in a sense, but I wouldn't necessarily go for the like comparison with David Raya, in a sense of just like when he's not fit, and to be fair, he is also rested in cup games as well. So fortunately, we've not had to see anyone else step in soon. But unlike last season, at least we don't have a cup-tied goalkeeper on loan. So,
yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
What club would do that?
Wow.
How do you mention it? But what I mean is like, what, and I might be wrong, but to me, it looks like that we've got 2, and obviously I'm talking before Manu Zinsberger's ACL. We had 2 players, 2 goalkeepers after that Tottenham game that they didn't trust. For me, that falls on shit recruitment personally, because if you can't trust someone after one mistake in a game, then there's something drastically wrong, because everyone does make mistakes. So I just wonder if there's more in that. I don't know, but like we said, Van Donster has been injured since the semi-finals, before the semi-finals of the Champions League. So that's just what I'm at, Ravi. I'm with it. Like, you got Manu, who, let's be honest, if that mistake was Manu, she would have been shot on the corner flag. And she was getting so much criticism, and then Borba's, people seem to not really like having Borba as a goalkeeper. So what do you do? I think you've got Naomi Williams out on loan, not getting any minutes. I don't know what. If Peter was saying they're that bad, why not play her then?
To be fair, all new signings start with like a neutral opinion on how they're doing for the club. Cool. So there is no credit in the bank with Borba to say, okay, we expect this kind of level of performance from you. When we signed Van Domselaar, we were familiar with her from her time at Aston Villa. She came in as one of the bright young goalkeepers in world football. She came in with a little bit of credit in the bank for what she did at Villa, and for the Netherlands as well. Her performances gave her so much credit that if she made mistakes, then people would chalk it off as that's a one-off. That's not her usual level. Yeah. Manu was kind of the opposite of that, where like fans didn't really like her, and admittedly, she isn't as good of a goalkeeper as Van Domselaar. Not many are, but she had negative credit in the bank with the fans. So any mistake Manu made was multiplied, a magnifying glass on that, and like you wouldn't hear the end of it. And that probably plays an impact on her confidence as well.
Yeah. No.
Borba coming into this game, like, I think, she's probably heard what people thought of her performance against Tottenham in pre-season. Like, maybe she thinks she's coming in with negative equity as well. And, she's trying to impress, but sometimes trying too hard is kind of a hindrance on yourself as well. But, like, I think if Van Domselaar is going to be out for a couple of games, then, like, let that be the barometer of which we judge her by, and not just one game so far.
Yeah, I think you can only judge her by the block of games she plays in. Like,
Yeah.
she's playing tomorrow. She'll probably play Saturday.
Yeah.
She'll play in Belgium. She'll play against Palace. Do you know what I mean? That's the bunch of games. And she might do well, but I still think they'll buy a goalkeeper, and then that enables her to, like, at least be judged on more than one game. And Dorian agreeing with me. Jesus, I'm gonna need to lie down as well. We'll talk. I'll go to you, Darren, because we'll talk about the most frustrating, but she comes up with the goals now. He knew he was going to get it. So, right, Stina. So, even though she was offside, there was one off. There, it did make me. Someone said she weren't offside. Mate, she was that offside. She was standing on the London Underground for Liverpool Street. Like, that's how offside she was. But
you're obviously not referring to the one where she ran from her own half, then.
No, not that one. But
Good.
she obviously she seems to make the really, really easy chances really, really hard, but the ones that she should, that you think, I don't know how she done that, she does well on. So floor's yours.
Thank you very
Vice
much.
President of the Stina.
Thank you very much. Firstly, Laura, happy birthday. Sorry, I didn't say it at the beginning of the show.
Thank you.
Big up to you.
Disgraceful.
Secondly, Ravi, do you work in finance?
I am, yeah.
What you did? Get it in the bank, negative equity. I thought this man's a finance man. Thirdly,
He's actually the new director of football. Is that? But he's just bracing it on him.
The only thing more surprising than Dorian agreeing with you, George, is my brother buying a round at the bar.
No, that didn't happen.
He did. He got
You're
the
lying.
Jesus.
I know.
Where was I? I can't believe I missed out on this.
Yeah. Well, let's
God.
face it was bloody
It's
empty in the
Christmas.
corridor.
He's in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah,
God,
I'll tell you
it's so
why
right
it was. There's only one reason. He won't mind me saying this. He just got his Christmas bonus from work, so he's a bit flush at the moment. Other than that,
Chris, are you going tomorrow?
right, okay. So about half hour ago, Dorian told me to sit closer to the mic. Now he's telling me to get away from the mic. Make up your mind.
I don't know why you'd listen to Dorian. He'd probably want you to do the Katie Reid dance in a minute.
Does Katie Reid dance?
Yeah, the Agadoo. You got to the left, to the right. You got to slide to the left, slide to the right.
I see what you mean.
Not for a while, but yeah.
That's the Cha-Cha slide.
Yeah. It's a different version.
Stina. What can one say about the wonderful Stina? She is a brilliant player. I know I'm biased, and I know she gets on everybody's nerves, but she always comes up with the goods, doesn't she? She is an impact player. We've made that quite clear. And I think it might have been Kev that said this a little while ago. Oh, was it Kev? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I think it was Kev anyway. The thing with her is if you give her too much time to think about it, was it you, Kev?
Yeah, it was.
Give her too much time to think about it. Sometimes something doesn't quite compute in her head and she screws it up. If it's instinctive, like it was on Saturday, she just does it. And, my God, that was a wonderful goal. And I'm so pleased for her. The thing about Stina also is I think she gets too much criticism from her own fan base because she's not Alicia Russo. She's not up there, or Leah, or any of those sort of people. She's not up there with the fan favourites. She's just an honest, hard-working striker that knows her trade. She's not the best in the world. We're all going to agree to that. But when you give her the opportunity, she takes it. Oh, look, what's James saying? Stina had a solid game. Well, yeah, she did, James. She had a good game. But
see, Darren's paranoid. He just thinks when everyone says anything about Stina, they're going to have a go.
I will say something negative about it. She was lucky she got that goal because it was a handball.
No, it wasn't. It was up there.
Up there.
It came off. When you watch it back, it comes off that bit of a hand.
Make up for the Chelsea one.
Oh, come on. You
The sleeve was still part of the shoulder. No?
Very, very lucky. She got it.
Blinkers of Laura. It wasn't handball. Nowhere near as much as it was against Chelsea.
Well, one thing I will say though, but as I watched it on TV, when I watched it back, as you know, I like to watch the games back many times. There was many times Stina was on the run, and again, our players couldn't pick it up.
They never do. And the thing is,
Couldn't
she points where she wants it.
Yeah.
You know, she's so predictable.
That's why she's standing at the train station, though.
The first time she was offside, she was onside until the ball went over the top. She was offside. The second time it was the same again, screaming, "I'm on the run! I'm on the run!" The thing is, Stina's far too quick to make the run, and our players are the other players on the pitch are far too slow to do.
What frustrates me with Stina is that I know she can score these goals, but most of the games she plays, she's either offside or she does that run. Surely, after years and years of that being the case, surely you should be adapting your play so that doesn't happen as much. And I just don't think she does that.
Yeah,
And you say about the fan favourites. I think she's a bigger fan favourite than everyone goes on about. I think there's a lot of people that prefer her over Leslie Russo.
Mate, you're right. I get applications every month to join the fan.
Yeah, I'm surprised that ain't every week.
I've had to hire a PA to help me with the amount of requests that I get.
But yeah, like I'm not saying people think she's better than Russo or nothing like that, but I don't think there's actually that many people that actually say much negative about her, apart from on this podcast, to be honest. I don't really hear anyone slagging her off for football.
No.
But it is still of them.
That message that Michael's just dropped there, excuse me, funny enough, it was either Chris or the two sisters that we sit next to was having a right pop at Stina at the weekend. And I said, she's been on 10 minutes and she's already done more than Russo. And then the next minute she scores.
And then Darren's like the cat with the cream.
Oh, mate, honestly, it was, I mean, it woke up the whole of the bloody, the ground raised. The atmosphere on Saturday was atrocious, wasn't it? Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, it was hard. Mate. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard.
I mean, I don't want to speak too much about this, George, because you might do another segment on it. But we've gone into all these initiatives, block by block, and then us, a few of us went to that thing on Tuesday night with a new brass band, with the view of improving the atmosphere. But when there's only 15 or 20 of you doing it, and everybody else is just sat there eating their prawn sandwiches in a stadium like the Emirates, the sound doesn't carry so well. You're wasting your fucking time.
But yeah, we will talk. I am going to do stuff about atmosphere because I think it's quite important.
About it, but
no, we'll get you on for that. But yeah, so obviously Stina got the goal as usual, as Darren likes to say. But Ravi, I'll come to you. Like, it shouldn't have been that hard, though, should it? Like, let's just be honest. Like, yeah, we got the win and stuff, but it was such an effort again, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where injuries are creeping up on us. That's where confidence isn't really there. And one of the things that I've kind of noticed is like when you have your first choice team starting, everything seems so cohesive. Everything seems like exactly as planned. But then I think there is a little bit of a gap between like the first choice and second choice in a lot of departments in the team, and I don't necessarily think that like confidence like translates throughout the team into those like arguably second string players. And it's almost like the system is designed around a few like excellent players like Kim Little who can play 6, 8 and 10 at the same time. And you can't expect anyone else to do the same thing as Kim Little, even though Kim Little is sort of aging out, although I do hope she pulls a Marta and carries on until she's about 47. But I think we're just in a bit of a slump at the moment, just confidence wise, and a couple of wins on the bounce are what's needed. Like, have we won a genuine question here? Have we won 3 games on the bounce at any point this season? And the fact that we all have to think about that or even look it up.
I thought it was going to be a countdown moment then. because
Like-
the time starts now.
Like, in all honesty, and I'm pretty sure Laura's checking that now.
I'm going to jump on and check
Like,
it.
I don't think that this season we've won 3 games in a row.
If we have, we haven't done it often.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We have won 3 games in a row.
Brighton at home,
Brighton at
Benfica away, Leicester away.
Brighton at home, Benfica away, and Leicester away.
All right.
I only went to 2 of them, so
But
it
even
don't count.
even still, the fact that we had to get that checked out says enough
Yes.
about where.
And that was at the start, wasn't it? When was that? That was
Yeah,
that was,
that was a good
October
couple of months
time.
ago. Good couple of months
And
ago.
No,
currently at the
September
moment,
time.
and currently at the moment, if we win tomorrow, then we're free on it. That's
Yeah.
another free.
Yeah, so it's kind of like getting back on that horse of just like,
Yeah.
we need to start winning multiple games in a row, and then really start to develop the confidence from there. And yeah, until that happens, I think we're just going to be in this little slump.
Is it a slump? No, we've only lost 3 games all season, I think.
What? Yeah, that's true. But then, like, the standards that the Arsenal women's team have set for
Well, this is
themselves for however many decades is like that is kind of considered a slump for a team that wins 75% of their games.
I think the frustrating thing is, Ravi, and it's been happening for a few seasons now, is we'll go and beat the big teams that we should be beating. Man City this season, of course, we didn't. But then we go and draw against the crap teams. I mean, we've drawn
Spurs.
4 draws this season, I think it is.
Yeah.
Which frustrates me because we're sat on 19 points, I think it is, with Tottenham, and they've lost 3 or 4 games. We've only lost 1.
It's the draws that kill you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the draws, yeah. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I think
go on after you, Ravi.
Yeah, I think it's just a byproduct of sort of the way that teams set up against us. Like,
Yes,
it's like they set up so defensive against us because they it's basically the perfect low block in a lot of instances, because like Man City and Chelsea have proven this season that they have the tools to break down low block defenses.
Not a weekend.
Well,
Weekend.
finally.
Can we just take this opportunity to laugh at Chelsea?
Yeah. That did put a smile on my face when like I looked at it and I was like, have I been drinking? But I think teams come up against us with less of a fear factor in getting losing. But like compared to Man City and Chelsea, like Chelsea can easily, if they wanted to, evidently not at the weekend, but like just decide to go 3-4-0 up however quickly. Man City can do the same. We've done that on occasion. With I think for Renee's first 15 games, we won by a 3-goal margin.
Yeah.
In most of them, but teams kind of figured it out and then said, all right, we can block this, and if we just keep it to 1, we might nick a goal. And that's kind of the way that teams have played against us. Like, they don't capitulate anymore.
And we're going to see it at the weekend. We've all had a preview on how Everton are going to set out against us.
Yeah.
Renee's had a good, front row seat to watch their tactics. Is she good enough to break that down at the weekend? Once upon a time, I wasn't worried about Everton this weekend, but after seeing how they stood out against Chelsea, are we looking at another draw?
I hope not. I'm going to that, so. So yeah, but yeah, like obviously, if you have any friends or family that support Chelsea, I've heard can't beat a good toffee this time of year, so it'd be a nice present for them. Just get them a picture of the Champions League and a bit of toffees. That'll do them right. Right, we're going to move on before we wrap up and talk about the game tomorrow against FC20. Return of Jill Ward. What could go wrong? So, Kev, I'll come to you. Obviously, it's a must-win game, isn't it, tomorrow? I keep saying it's a must-win. Everyone keeps telling me, no, it's not really, because we should qualify because we only need 1 point. But I don't want to be going into Leuven, or however you say it, to having to win. So we need to be putting in a good performance tomorrow, don't we?
We do. And I think it is a must-win game. But for that very reason, you don't want to be going to the last game needing to get something, because then the pressure's on. So yeah, tomorrow I just think we go with the Barry Fry mentality, and we'll score more than you, and just go for it.
That wasn't a tactic he used at Peterborough once.
Yeah. Back in the day, I mean, this is before Peterborough. This is going back. I mean, he's that ancient. Or he was.
It's before the internet, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Maidstone United supporter back in my early 20s.
I'll give you a heads up. Barry Fry once tried to chat my mum up.
Hey,
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
It was at my auntie's wedding, which was at Peterborough's football ground. Barry Fry came in, tried to chat my mum up. My dad told him, off you pop.
But yeah, I
Heard the
think we
Scottish
just gotta,
accent and ran out the door.
we've got to go out. We've got to be out of the blocks quick tomorrow, and just just let them know that we're not taking prisoners.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
We've got the atmosphere at Meadow Park. Everyone keeps telling me it's amazing there, isn't it? So obviously we've got so many drums in our fan base now. So at the back of the stand. So you've got to put
It'll
that
be
atmosphere.
loud.
Yeah.
Fans must sing at the end of that game.
Yeah, I think I might be. That's what makes me laugh, Lord. They all use their hands on the back of the stand, so it's like they're in agony afterwards. I just stand there with my cane. I'm not stupid.
I'll go down the bottom and get the bin off Gunnosaurus. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Darren, obviously, kind of. Hopefully we'll be picking the same team, won't we? So.
I can't see many changes. To be quite honest, I mean that message that's just dropped there is quite apt, because I'm wondering whether Taylor will start tomorrow and she'll just revert back to Katie. I think Taylor Hines is good enough. Good enough. She's a lioness. She's good enough.
Yeah.
I can't see many changes. Lotta's been all right over a couple of days. Isn't it? A couple of games.
Leah, Renee did say Leah will probably get a couple of minutes as well. So
it's like I said at the beginning, mate. If we're cruising in the second half, she'll come on, but I can't see her risking her on a cold Tuesday night in Boreham Wood. Otherwise,
no.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that.
That's okay, mate.
Yeah.
You're fine. No, I can't see many changes. In all honesty,
Cool.
Maybe Kimmy will start as well.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll start actually. I think she could come on at half time. But yeah, Ravi, what's kind of your thoughts going into the Twente game? Obviously, like we've got to play it professionally. Let's get that right first of all, because Twente are no mugs, are they? Really?
No. I mean, you got to, like, especially with the whole gigantic league phase, and like the result against Bayern Munich doesn't help. If we had come into this with back-to-back wins, I'd have been like, do you know what? You can probably like ease off a little bit and just sort of like take your moments when you get them. We have to win this game. There's no going about it. Like we don't want to play a playoff round to get through into the knockouts proper. So they've got to take this seriously. They can't go in sort of like with the expectation of winning this. And to a point, I don't think they will. If recent performances, anything to go by, and the lack of seeming lack of confidence throughout the squads is anything to go by, I don't think they'll take this lightly. But I just don't want them to play within themselves a little bit. Like they need to be a little bit more expressive. They need to get an early goal, settle the nerves a little bit, and if we can get a solid 2-3-0 victory, which would be which everyone will take. Then I think that will give a lot more confidence going into the next batch of league games.
Yeah. 20 haven't won yet.
But I always get a bit nervous when I hear kind of like, oh, they've not won a game yet. And
they haven't won a game yet.
Until Tuesday night.
Yeah. In 3 games, they've only conceded 4 goals. So they've obviously got a bit of.
Let's not forget the solid defensive performance they put up against Chelsea. We can't brush that one aside. Like the performance they put up against Chelsea was
Wasn't it
Right.
1-1? Like,
Was
and
it?
they only scored
No, it
towards
was
the end,
0-0.
didn't they, Chelsea? Oh, was it 0-0? Okay.
Yeah, so I
It's going
took
to be a hard game tomorrow night. It's going to be a
Yeah.
hard game. It's certainly not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be a
Does it
walkover.
matter if we don't finish in the top 4? Does it matter where you're placed in the playoffs? Like, is it if you finish 8th, you have to play 4th, or does it work like that?
Yeah, it's based on seedings, I think. So I think 5th
Okay.
plays 12th.
So kind of you want to be watching, like, if you don't think you're getting qualified in the first top 4, then you're kind of watching to see where the weaker teams are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because like if you finish 5th and then someone like PSG or someone finish 12th, you're a bit like, oh, I don't know if I want to finish 5th.
Well, unfortunately, right now PSG ain't gone through.
Yeah, that's a shame. We could have beat them.
The only team with 0 points. I've just seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 That's because they've got a certain Lioness goalkeeper, probably. But yeah,
She's too busy writing about it on the goal line
too busy on Audible.
Whereas Paul's not on because Roma have got 0 points as well.
It's probably because Cole's not playing.
There we are.
Yeah. Cool. Right, we'll go around quickly, get your predictions. So, Laura, what's your prediction?
God, good old Arsenal.
Stand out, I feel.
Where you don't even want to make a prediction because they're so unpredictable at the moment. One thing I will say is one person I do not want to see in that pitch tomorrow starting in that lineup is Frida Manham. I do not want to see Frida starting.
Yeah.
I will say that. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I don't think we obviously will concede. So we will. I don't trust it that we won't concede. So yeah. I've just noticed James' comment.
I do like your husband. He's a good lad.
What is that, the 4-0 Steiner one?
Yeah.
He's delirious because he has to watch when he sees Steiner play. He thinks, oh, I wish Rangers had someone like that. That's what it is.
They could be doing with somebody like that. I think Celtic could be doing with somebody like that as well.
You got Ian Nacho, haven't you? I suppose.
Who?
Yeah. Is it Ian Nacho or whatever his name is? I don't know.
Well, like eating nachos, that's what he's doing.
Right. Right, Kev, what's your prediction?
I'm going with the head this week instead of the heart. I'm going to say a 3-2 win. I think it's going to be tight.
Cool.
I think they're going to make us sweat again.
Well, they do that every week. So, Darren?
1-0.
To who?
Arsenal.
Oh, right.
1-0.
I was just checking. Let me guess, Steiner.
Yeah, go on then if you want to.
Oh, well, that's not what I want. I don't really care. If Borba scored, I wouldn't get him, mate. Cool. Ravi?
I'll back what I said earlier. I'll say 2-0.
I find it really funny that the only person who don't think we're going to win is the host.
Sure.
No, I just think it will draw. I don't know. I'm not really. I'm watching Saturday. I know you want the team to win, and I do want us to win, but just defensively, Twente are not any mugs. So I don't know. I'm going to go 1-1. Put it all down to Belgium.
No.
And we'll all be too drunk to even know what's going on. So.
Oh my God. It's next week.
Yeah, next week, I think.
Oh.
So, yeah. Cool. Just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Obviously, all your support is really, really appreciated. So that's from off the top of my head. That's James, Dorian, Mike, the new man, Chris himself. The all changing Chris. So yeah, and just anyone else that has commented, really appreciate it. Ryan as well, thank you. Just want to say thank you to my guests as well. Darren, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry I was a little bit late. Apologies for that.
That's all right. Yeah, you weren't as late as Paul.
Yeah, fair
Only joking, Paul. But yeah, hope everything's all right. Or you could be as late as Jack was, because about a couple of months ago he said, "Yeah, I'll be on." He ain't been on since. So yeah,
Jack is
busy
too
lad.
busy. Jack is too busy rubbing shoulders with the likes of Jem Beattie nowadays. He's too good for us.
Yeah, no, us mere peasants. So,
Yeah.
Kev, thank you as always. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Cool. Laura, thank you for all your help as always. Happy birthday. I really appreciate you doing this on your birthday as well.
Yeah, very welcome. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow and make sure you all wrap up warm because it will be a cold one. I don't want you all coming back with a cold or anything because
Yeah, I've only just got rid of mine.
we don't get a show for about 3 weeks. So
yeah. The only ones
so
who answer the poll are on the show, so that's fine. So yeah, thank you. Are you at Man United, Laura?
unfortunately not. We're going to
Okay.
do the Chelsea game. So we're
Right,
going to
no
do away.
worries.
So we're
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see you soon anyway. And Ravi, super sub Ravi, thank you as always. It's
No worries.
like the Steiner of the podcast, but you normally on side more. So yeah.
Well, I came on like I logged on just before 7 o'clock, so I was just on side for that one.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just so in case people don't know, that's Ravi that's really good at FPL because he just dropped it in the conversation when we were doing a show, just nicely casually. So, but I think I don't know, I'm catching him up, if not ahead of him. So
I think you might be ahead of me.
yeah, Phil Foden saved me, so I didn't think I'd be saying that.
Sorry, John, just before we go, Catherine has
Yep.
dropped me a caffeine stat of the day if anybody's interested in it.
Go on then.
Not Arsenal related. In Chelsea's last league loss 4-3 to Liverpool, 1st of May 2024, the opposite keeper made 3 saves. In Chelsea's most recent league loss 1-0 to Everton, the opposition keeper made 6 saves. The last time an opposition keeper made more than 4 saves against Chelsea was the Champions League this season. The opposition keeper had 14 saves but conceded 6, and that was St. Polton. There you go.
Cool. I can sleep tonight now.
Over there.
Cool. So we will be back tomorrow because there is a watch-along. I ain't told Ryan that, but there you go, Ryan. There's a watch-along. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the watch-along for those who can't make it. So yeah, remember to hit that subscribe button and really appreciate your support. So all have a lovely evening and we'll catch up with you soon. Good night.
Good night all.